Hello guys, welcome back. Time to tackle the first boss. We go down this route. So having this cat thing with you will help you constantly generate Amrita. So this we have entered the Yokai realm. What happens in the Yokai realm is that your ki will recover at a far lower pace. And that is something for us to watch out for. So the first thing we'll do is let's get the stone put up. Yeah. Don't get too close before. Oh, that's it. We're done. That's the thing with the light armor. If you get caught once, then most probably you're dead. So let's quickly run past all of them. We don't really need to attack them again. Mostly they won't follow. Let's quickly check. Yeah. just to survive. We've got just 2 elixirs. Let's see. It will be a tough fight. Let's get him out in the open. Okay, let's go again. There we have it. Shouldn't have taken this much effort, but recording. Let's take all the goodies. We'll get the key here. We'll come back here quickly. First, let's get one more Kodama, which is very nearby. Yeah. Right, and now let's see what all we have. Armor. Shinobi robes. Yes, we'll take this. Yep, we'll take this as well. And we'll take this. Strong attack. Yeah, we'll take this. Okay, let me run you through this. So this is something where if you die and your shrine is really far off, but you have lost a precious number of Amrita, you can use this to summon your Amrita and any guardian cores that you may have gathered back to you. Right, this is like a cure-all. It will instantly restore your full health. This is again sacred water. This will help you increase your ki recovery. Something that we'll be using a lot in a few boss fights. This is essentially just an item to level up. We'll not use this for now. Yep, this is what it is. I think we are ready for our first boss fight. Let's go for it. Oh, we forgot to level up. Let's do that first. Yeah, the heart, it will increase your... Let's get this. Now summon and go into the Dark Realm. Your key recovery is something we'll have to watch out for, and yeah, these are lethal. Whoops. Got saved there. Whoop. So the red burst counter is what we need to master over here. Every time you see a red flashing on the screen, press R2 and circle. The burst counter, if you're able to get it right, you will do a massive damage to the enemy, and at the same time, you will be able to prevent that attack. So let's watch this cutscene. The story for Nioh 2 is frankly a bit out there. It's entertaining, but that's not really the big draw for Nioh 2. It's the combat, the customization, the different builds that you can do. All the goodies. We've got a spear, not really of use. So again, you have the blue, which is uncommon. You have the purple items, which are a level above. And on the new game plus, you will get a green set, which is the divine set of armor. You really want to watch out for the purple ones. That's as good as it gets during this particular playthrough, during the new game. During the new game run. There are new game plus runs, there are new game plus runs.
Sa, どうする? よし、どうせ行くとこないんだろ。来いよ。しかしすっげえな、あんなごついので。喋れないのはなんかわけが。あ、すまん。 いろいろあるわな。
So first mission complete, guys. We can attune soul cores. Let's see what that is, right? So what you do over here. Wait, let's get this over
俺
first.
の集めてる霊石には大きな力があったな。
Yeah. Go to starting point, go to shrine, attune soul core. We'll use this, and here we'll use this. We also have level up. We can, let's see, we'll okay, now time to think through. See, the good thing I like about a Tunfa build is that it scales up with courage. What does that mean? That if I had a Tonfa equipped and if I increased my courage points, I will get the modifier on the attack, which I'm not getting because the melee weapon 1 and melee weapon 2 that I have equipped over here. Yeah, this is the dual sword and this is the spear. The spear I'm not using anyway. So yeah, so if I had the Tonfa, this would have gone up. But the excellent thing for a Tonfa build is that you also get a key recovery speed, which is super critical, trust me. And hence, I think that there are some builds that are really, the weapon and the build go well together. So you have a Tonfa build, which goes very nicely with courage. The other thing that the Tonfa scales up with is constitution. Constitution determines life, so you get a hit point on you get an increase in life, you get a weapon increase, a weapon attack increase. If you take up a courage, which is the primary skill for a Tonfa, you get your attack increase, melee weapon increase, and you get a recovery speed increase, so it really scales very nicely. Similarly, if you had an axe, right, if you're going for a super heavy armor build, stamina increases your equipment weight capacity and it brings down the current encumbrance. Yeah, and what that helps is to for you to be able to wear heavy armor and not be encumbered. This thing can be a blue currently, which means that it is below 25, below 30%. Between 30 to 70, it will be a green with a B rating, which is still okay. Above 70%, it will start getting into an orange or a red category where your movement will be severely encumbered. So what stamina helps is that it keeps on increasing the maximum weight that you can equip, and hence you can really wear very heavy armor and be a super tank. So that's one build which I had done the first time around, an axe and a stamina led build. The second one and the one that I really enjoyed was the heart and the courage and the tonfa build, because like I said, it really helps you to scale up your primary weapon skill, which also helps your key recovery. The problem that I have with dual swords is that they scale up with skill. A skill really does not give you anything on key, or it does not give you anything on key recovery, which in my mind are the two most important aspects of this game. Right, so suppose if I had yeah, so similarly a switch glaive, if that is the weapon that I had equipped, I would need to scale up magic. But magic, if you see it, while it gets your magic power and magic capacity up, it does not impact anything else, just a bit of life, nothing on ki and ki recovery speed. Dexterity, again, it impacts your ninjutsu power and ninjutsu capacity. We'll get to that in a bit as the game progresses. Skill, like we saw, it is impacting my melee weapon 1, which is the dual swords. It's getting me a bit of life. It is helping me increase the key pulse. The key pulse is a plus 10, which means that every time the blue lights around the character flashes and you press R1 at the right time, you will recover a higher amount of key. So that's a benefit that skill gives you. Strength, again, it gives you your key pulse. It gives it also partially every second upgrade point or so, it helps you get your equipment weight lesser. So strength is also something which impacts your heavy armor, like the description reads, it's a core stat required to activate the special effects of heavy armor. Stamina, I just explained. Courage is there. Heart, what heart does is it increases your key, and it partially also helps increase your key recovery speed. And the weapon mainly affected by that is the sword. And you know what, I'm tempted to change this build into a sword build. Okay, we'll at least for now, let's see what do we increase. The skill is also not a problem because swords also use skill as their primary stat. Hmm. I think up to point 10, most skills that you do will give you disproportionate benefits. So it's not too much of a it's not too much of a worry at this point of time. But we'll keep this open. Okay, let's increase our heart for now. Yes, this unlocks the what you do is you can make an offering, which means all weapons that you don't need. There are some 2 or 3 ways to deal with it. There will be a blacksmith option which will get unlocked in after a mission or so. The other thing you can do is you can, let's say, make offering. So the divine rice increases from 5 to 9. And what you can do with this divine rice is go to the Kodama Bazaar. It does not get activated before in any of it. You'll need to go be at a shrine to activate this. So let's go there and I'll explain it to you. Receive Kodama blessing. So the more Kodamas that you recover, it is showing 6 out of 25, right? So which means that in this region, I can total in total recover 25 Kodamas. I have done 6 so far. And so if I select this, it will increase the elixir drop rate by 10%, which in the initial game, big help. So this is done. Yeah, this is done. Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, this is just a place where you can in fact go back and change your appearance. If you want to completely make this into a different character altogether, you can do that over here. This does not come through till new game plus. All the videos that you just saw, you can play through them again over here. Dojo is a place where you can go and try out a few moves, different weapon sets and all. It's essentially a training ground. This will come to later. Yeah, so let's go to our next mission. This is the main mission which requires a level 9. This is a submission which requires a level 9. It says 0 out of 2, so that means there are 2 Kodamas that we need to recover over here. Let's begin this one. How are we doing on time? Oh, we've crossed the 30-minute mark. So let's do one thing. Let's reach over here and stop. And we'll take this mission up in the next video. Let's do just one quick thing. Let's see what new armor we have got. Is there anything interesting? Let's see if we've got a good sword. You've got no, we don't have anything good. You know what? I'm always tempted by the Kusarigama. It's a kick-ass weapon. Let me just show you once. Go here. You take this. You just take a couple of enemies and then we'll come back. Yeah. It's absolutely kick-ass. Before the enemy has a chance to react, you will just run through them. Let me show you this one. Yeah. Absolutely love it. The problem I'll tell you with the Kusarigama is that it scales with dexterity. Dexterity beyond a point does not help you out much in terms of upgrading any other skill apart from the weapon modifier. It helps your ninjutsu, but that's the extent of it. Just look at this. Again, it goes perfectly well with light armor. It's a proper light armor build. Does not take too much ki. You can continue playing it in the low stance. Look, I've not even upgraded my dexterity, and look at the way it's just shredding through the enemies. Absolutely love it. You know, that's the absolutely brilliant thing about Neo 2. It gives you so many different weapons. It gives you so many different builds. You can really play around with them a lot, and every weapon, every build is as interesting as the one before it. Anyway, I think that's it for the video. See you guys next time, where we will aim to finish this mission and go through halfway of the next one. Thank you guys. Bye bye.